Hey guys, Lip Deck Mike here again. So recently I got Apple Music, so I've been downloading a lot of music to my phone. There's been so much music that I've wanted to get for so long, and now I can literally just download everything that I want to download. And I was looking through Bowling for Soup's discography. Despite what a lot of people say about Bowling for Soup, I actually happen to really like the band. I think that I really like that they don't take themselves very seriously, um, and they're kind of the comic reliefs of punk rock. But anyway, I was going through that and I came across like an EP and like a single that rubbed me the wrong way. And it's not because of Bowling for Soup. It's not their fault. It was some of their most popular songs, Almost, Ohio, 1985. The only difference was that it said in parentheses, Disney radio version, or Radio Disney version, or something like that. And immediately I knew that that meant that there was going to be some censoring in it. But in a song like, if you know the songs that I'm talking about, you're kind of like, well, what are they going to censor? Take a song like Almost, for example. One of probably their most popular song, other than 1985. I knew that the word slut was in the song, but it's there so briefly, and it's only mentioned once, and if you don't know lyrics to the song, it's very easy to miss it. Nonetheless, I knew that they were going to edit it out somehow. And they did. They put, instead of, but lost to a slut with much bigger breasts, they put, but lost to a girl who sews her own dresses. Okay, the fact that they had to censor breasts is a little concerning, but we haven't even scratched the surface of what they edited out of here. They completely changed the second verse. The second verse went, I almost held up a grocery store where I almost did 5 years and then 7 more. Because I almost got popped for a fight with a thug. Because he almost made off with a bunch of the drugs. That I almost got hooked on because you ran away and I wish I would have had the nerve to ask you to stay. They completely changed that. They went from, they put, I almost worked at a grocery store where I almost did 5 years of sweeping the floor. They had to edit out the reference to crime. There's more. I almost got popped for a fight, it's a shame, because the guy made off with my video game that I almost got hooked on because you ran away and I wish I would have had the nerve to ask you to stay. So they censored the reference to drugs. May I remind you that throughout this entire song, he says almost. He does not say that he did these things. He says he almost did these things. It's not like it's telling kids, oh, this is cool to do this. There's one more line in here that was changed, and it's honestly the line that made me want to make a video about this. The very first line of the song originally goes, I almost got drunk at school at 14, where I almost made out with a homecoming queen. Doesn't really sound like there's much that you would want to change there. but they changed it to I almost got punked at school at 14, where I almost got a hug from a homecoming queen. Alright, we already know that they censored the drug use, so it's really not surprising that they would take out the reference to underage drinking. But they took out makeout and replaced it with hug. Frankly, I find that insulting to children. I just find it downright insulting that they can't handle something as simple as making out. I remember watching old Nickelodeon shows, you know, like Drake and Josh. Like, I mean, Drake would like make out with a girl like every freaking episode. You know? And makeout was kind of the one thing that is sexual, but is still okay for children to understand because it's just kissing. If Drake and Josh was an adult show, Drake would probably would have been fucking those girls. But since it's a kid's show, all he was doing was making out with them. But apparently that's too much for our kids. Kids Bop does a lot of stuff that's like this, where they take lyrics that have any reference to anything remotely mature, and they replace it and just make it friendlier for kids. Why is it so hard to have a conversation with kids? Why do people avoid that? You know, I've always hated the idea of censorship. At any level. Like, even if you're censoring the word fuck. It's better to expose kids to things and teach them about it than to try to shield their eyes from it and let them find out on their own later. I mean, isn't it better to teach kids about sex and drugs than to just shut them out from it? And they're gonna find out anyway. They're gonna find out through the internet. They're gonna find out through their friends at school. And they're going to find out a lot of misinformation. Wouldn't you rather sit down and talk to your kids about and teach them what sex is rather than have them find out through porn? Because they're going to find porn. You can't stop them. That's just the way that the internet is, you know, and every kid has a phone. And, you know, you can try to age restrict it as much as you want. Kids know how to get around that. I knew how to get around it. You know, that was on the computer when I was... You know, I didn't have a phone. I had a computer when I was little, but I knew how to get around it. And, yeah, I looked at porn when I was in 5th grade. I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. I like saw a video of anal sex and then I just thought that that was how sex worked. Was that you had sex in the asshole. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to get a conversation starting about this. This is very different from... This is clearly very different from the kind of videos I normally do. It's somewhat related to music because it was because I'm mainly talking about uh, censoring lyrics in songs, but I guess I am talking about censorship in general and how I think it's just inappropriate. Um, and I think that kids should be given more respect and more credit. You know, kids are a lot smarter than you think that they are. And I feel that teaching them about things is much better than hiding it from them. I think it's counterproductive to hide it from them. Or even just to tell them no. You know, like if you just tell them that they can't drink and that they can't do drugs and they can't have sex, they're gonna want to do all those things just because you told them no without explaining to them why. You know, just sit down and have a conversation with them. Like, you'd be surprised. You know, I feel like if somebody sat down and had a conversation with me about certain things, I just feel like I would have, you know, I would have been a more mature person. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments. I know that this video is a lot more serious than the videos I normally do, especially, you know, I just released a really goofy video 2 days ago, but you know, it's something that I really wanted to talk about, so let me know if you like these kinds of videos where I sort of rant a little bit about, I guess you could say is controversial, or, you know, whatever. Anyway, thanks guys, I'll see you in the next one.